How we doing? How we doing, YouTube? Right, I've not got any earphones in, so it's a bit weird not having earphones in. I'm currently out walking the dogs, so if I have to stop to pick up dog shit, then that's what's going to have to happen. But it is Wednesday, it is the 11th, it is December, it is 2019, and oh, where is the year going? So, good evening, everyone. I've had quite possibly the best news I've had in my life, next to the fact that when I found out I was a dad, basically. I have had an early Christmas present, and for me, the best present of all, the only present I've wanted, is to be told by the doctor that I am in remission. I am clear of lymphoma, and I am in remission, which is good. That's all I've wanted for Christmas. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I've had enough tears of joy for one evening. My dog is literally just having a shit. So give me one sec while I leave you on the roof, on a car. One sec. But I know I have had a really good afternoon. Just give me one sec while I'll be a responsible dog owner. They're picking up the shit one day. Good dog. Good dog. Oh, he's back with a bag full of shit in his hand. So yeah, I mean, I've had an emotional afternoon. My appointment at the clinic was at 2:45 this afternoon, and they saw me pretty much bang on time, and I got an all clear. And I've never had such relief. And for those of you who know exactly what I'm talking about, that sort of relief is like having a massive weight lifted off your shoulders. It's like the world's heaviest burden that you've had to carry for months, that has just weighed you down physically and emotionally, has just lifted. And it's weird, I actually feel lighter, like something has been literally lifted off me. To be given, you know, an all clear, and to be told that I'm in remission today was quite possibly one of the best things I've ever heard in my life. This now means that I can move forward with my life. You know, it means I can now move forward and look forward to Christmas with my family without having it hang over me. You know, I'm gonna be okay. You know, I mean, yes, I'm under the care of the hospital realistically for the next 3 to 5 years, and I will have to keep going back every few months for a routine blood test, but I have beaten it. You know, and it's been difficult. It's been very difficult. It's been emotional. There've been days where I genuinely just didn't want to do it anymore. And it's days like that where you have to dig deep. You know, as weird as it sounds, and you've got to look to your family and look to your friends or people that care about you, and then you have to find the positive things in your life. You know, even when you think that there's nothing left going for you. You know, and I got like that so many times where I was laying in a hospital bed in absolute agony, feeling sick, you know, losing weight, not eating, thinking that everything's crashing down around me. You know, it's times like that where you have to just pick the positive things in your life, you know, and amplify it. You have to think about that and latch onto it. You know, it's the small things. It could be a loved one, it could be family, it could be something that you're looking forward to, a place looking forward to going, or someone looking forward to seeing. Just something, that glimmer of hope, that small thing that makes you happy, and then you latch onto it and you don't let it go, and then you amplify that, you know, and that's what that small thing can make you happy. You know, and then it's that small thing that you've latched onto which gives you that extra little bit of hope, and you know, thinking about that can make you smile. And that small little smile, was as tiny as it may be, will make you feel that little bit better. And the more you feel better about yourself, the more you can smile again. And it's a feedback loop, and you start to feel better, and you do start thinking, maybe I can get through this. As bad as it is, you know, laying there in pain, feeling sick, in tears, thinking that there's nothing left, and then you've got that little glimmer of hope, and then you start thinking, maybe I can get through it, you know. And it's not just for yourself, it's other people you start thinking about. So what if I leave these people behind? What would the world be without me, sort of thing. You know, you've got to try and talk it up. You've got to try and, as weird as it sounds, and it's a phrase that I've come to not loathe, but hear a lot and think, it's a little bit cheesy, but it does mean a lot. It's stay strong. It's times like that where you do have to literally try and stay strong. It is. You know, you literally do have to grab onto something as small as it is and never let it go, and try and get through it. Just even if it's something like going to the cinema again. You know, if you're a film lover and you think to yourself, I'm never going to go to the cinema ever again, then you think, hang on a minute, I am going to go to the cinema. There's a film I want to see, and this ain't taking me away from the world. There's too many movies that need to be made that I'm never going to see again. You know, or, you know, maybe if you're a steak lover, it's like, you're never going to have the world's juiciest steak ever again. You know, and you start thinking, hang on a minute, I love steak. I'm going to have steak. I'm going to live to have steak. And you start thinking, when I'm better, when I'm out of here, when I have my appetite back, I'm going to destroy a good 16-ounce steak, cooked moo. You know, and talking about that, just go off on a tangent quickly. I went for a meal with a load of friends over the weekend. It was a really good Christmas meal, and I actually had steak. And the waiter actually, he said to me, how would you like your steak cooked? And I said to him, as close to alive as possible. So I thought I heard him say moo, and I said, yes, moo, thinking he was being funny because he heard me talking. And he didn't say moo, he said blue. But I think moo is actually more adequate for describing how would you like a steak cooked, because moo is the best way to eat a steak. You know, preferably with a vet to get it going again, or with a little bit of a heartbeat. But yeah, so no, it's silly things like that you gotta look forward to get you through the dark times, because you do, when you have a diagnosis of cancer, whatever the form of cancer may be, you end up having the world's most horrendous dark times. You really do. And you do wonder, am I going to get through it? Am I ever going to be happy again? But you do. You know, even if you end with a diagnosis which isn't or may not be curable, there's still something to hold on to, because whatever life you do have, whatever you have left, there's still a way of enjoying it with the people that you love or care about. You see, I'm fortunate. I'm very fortunate, because I know there's a lot of people out there who have diagnoses of different forms of cancer that aren't as lucky as me, you know. And I'm so grateful for the care, for one, and the love and the dedication of all of the staff at King's College, Denmark Hill. So I want to say a big thank you. So if any of you are watching this at any point, from me to you, thank you for getting me through it. But all doctors and nurses, it's from personal experience, work on cancer wards, and in my case hematology nurses and doctors and nurses, you're all absolutely amazing people. And I know that pay isn't great in the NHS, you know, and a lot of what you do it for love and compassion, and I feel that, and I'm so grateful for the job that you do and the work you do. Keep saving lives, because you've saved mine. So thank you. And for anyone who's wondering if this is going to go off into a political thing, all I'm going to say is don't let our NHS be sold. Regardless of who gets into power this week, on the general, don't ever let our NHS get sold off, because there are parts of it that have been sold off, like MRI, PET scanning, CT scanning. A lot of it's done by Alliance Healthcare or Alliance Medical, and they're not NHS. And it is shocking actually how slack they are compared to how the NHS used to run it, and I can say that from experience. But hang on to it, whatever you've got. If you are suffering with cancer of any point, at any point or any type, you know, it doesn't have to be a death sentence. You may have to live with it for a little while. In my case, it was actually over 6 months, more like 8 or 9 months by the time I was diagnosed up till now. But it doesn't have to be a death sentence, and you can live with it, and you can get over it. You know, you hear horror stories about chemo. Yeah, chemo's not pretty. Chemotherapy is poison. It is a nasty thing to have to endure, but it saves lives. It saved mine. So I want to say yet again, thank you to all the doctors and nurses that have got me through it, and more importantly for me is thank you to all of my friends and all of my family, and the biggest thank you of all goes to my other half, Hayley, who I love with all my heart. She has been my rock, my shoulder to cry on, my everything. She's been there for me since day one, and I couldn't have done it without her. Not in a million years. I couldn't have done this without my Hayley, the love of my life. And I really do mean this. If I could marry her tomorrow, I would. It's just, so hang on to people you love. Yeah, hang on to that little ray of hope. If you ever get a diagnosis like that, hang on to small things that make you happy, because it does help. So my Christmas has come early. I've gotten all clear, and I just hope that anyone else that has a diagnosis like that can have their early Christmas present too. So I should be back at some point before the end of the year to say what's going on. I do apologise to absolutely everyone who's sent messages on this live feed. YouTube on my phone is still giving me a lot of problems with letting me see live messages, because they flash up on the screen for a split second, then they disappear. So I have absolutely no idea what you're saying. I can only assume that, given my subscribers, you are all absolutely amazing, fantastic people. Every single one of you, I hope that they are words of kindness, because you are all kind, amazing people. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I need to get this dog walked and then back home. And I wish everyone has an absolutely fantastic rest of the week. If you don't see me again before Christmas, for whatever the reason may be, then have an absolutely amazing Christmas. And I do hope to see everyone before the new year. And going forward into next year, we hope we can do bigger and better things on the channel as it grows. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. So thanks for the love, everyone. Take it easy.